Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are going to work with solving equations that involve rational numbers. And the learning target is I can solve equations that involve fractions and decimals without freaking out. That's just kind of an added part of the learning target. So we're just going to do one example together. If we have negative 3/5 equals 1/4 t minus 7t, our goal here is going to be to solve for t. So as we talked about yesterday, we were talking about combining like terms. So first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to combine the two t's together to be one pile, and I'm just looking at the coefficients. If I have a fourth and I take away 7, you're using your integer rules. Since your signs are different, you're really going to subtract, and you're going to take the sign of the larger number, the larger absolute value, which would be negative. And if I have 7 and I take away 1/4, let me write it correctly here. If I have 7 and I take away 1/4, because I want to line up my values, I'm actually going to come out with, let's see here, 6 3/4, and it will be negative 6 3/4 t. And I haven't started solving my equation. All I did was just combine those like terms. Now my goal is to get rid of my fraction coefficient, which is the number attached to the variable. So what I need to do is change this to an improper fraction. So I've got, using popcorn is how you guys fondly refer to that. So you've got negative 24 plus the 3. So I've got negative 27 over 4 t equals negative 3/5. Okay, you ready for this? I have a fraction coefficient. Are you ready? We are going to multiply, and this is the whole big idea of this set of notes. To get rid of a fraction coefficient, you need to multiply by the reciprocal. The reciprocal, as you guys also know, is the flip, because when you think about canceling out, I need something to cancel out with this 4, the 4 denominator, so I make a 4 numerator, and then I need to cancel out my negative 27 as a numerator, so I write negative 27 as my denominator. And then what's going to happen is my 4's will cancel out, my negative 27's will cancel out, and all I have left over is t. Isn't that cool? So to get rid of a fraction coefficient is very simple. All you have to do is multiply by the reciprocal. I would suggest you write that as part of your summary. So let's see, whatever we do to one side of the equation, we have to do the same thing to the other. That is your job, is to keep the equation balanced. So all I have to do now is just multiply my two fractions together, which is super simple. I've got a negative times a negative. Let's do our integer first, which is a positive. Then I'm going to simplify anything I can, which my 3 simplifies with my 27. 3 goes into 3 once. 3 goes into 27 9 times. My 4 doesn't have any factors in common with the 9 or the 5, so I just multiply top times top. So I've got 4 times 1 is 4, and I've got 9 times 5 is 45. Since my factors in the problem didn't simplify, that means my fraction can't simplify. So t equals positive 4/45. And that concludes our lesson today about solving equations with rational numbers. The learning target is that you could solve equations that involve fractions and or decimals. And what I would like you to do is go ahead and draw a line. Go ahead and draw a line. Here we go. And write a quick summary or a how-to. How do you get rid of a fraction coefficient? Thank you and have a great day.